I'm not Philip Larkin, and I'm not John Benjamin. I'm more like a bee. I'm the Kerouac of caring. I get loaded on ketamine and hit the local clubs, but there's no jazz in Kettering, just pissed up karaoke in every single fucking pub. I search for the spirit of dead poets. I walked with Whitman for a while. I found the ghost of Ginsberg in the Poundland toiletry aisle. I don't ride the Greyhound. I take the stagecoach coast to coast. Not New York to San Fran, more Land's End to John O'Groats. But you see, I'm not Philip Larkin, and I'm not John Benjamin. I'm Rob Reeves. I'm the Kerouac of Kettering. So you may have noticed two things from that first poem. First, I rhymed John Benjamin with Kettering. So I deal with it, that's what you get from me. And secondly, I'm a poet who says thank you after they're finished, expecting applause. In no other social situation would that be acceptable. I do something, say thank you, and I expect applause after. I tried it once after sex, didn't get that well. I was thinking about using that punchline, I wish I never did now. The problem with performances of conversational free verse poetry is that you never know if you're listening to a poem or just a man in a pub talking into a microphone. Thank you. Now, I've sorted a set out for today, short set. It starts well, I'm sure you'll agree. There's a bit of a lull in the middle, and then it doesn't really recover from there. But stick with me. Stick with me. I'm doing a song at the end. Thank you. But because I know that people don't really like poetry, do they? So I thought I'll finish. People just pretend, really. Poetry's rubbish. So I thought I'd finish on a song so people can go home with something they enjoy and everyone will be happy. But yeah, I mean, there's one thing worse than poetry, and that's performances of poetry. I know why we all go to performances of poetry, because it allows you to drink in public and you don't have to talk to any of your friends. So I know I've done it and I'll do it myself. And this is for you guys. It's about drinking in the day, and it's called Drinking in the Day. When did we start drinking in the day? It just seemed to happen like falling in love for the first time, or finding yourself with a knife in a toaster, attempting to retrieve a relic of burnt crumpet. When did we start drinking in the day? It's not as if we have an excuse, like we're poets, or middle class, or recovering from a traumatic experience. We drank at night to defend our fights and Bible libations to no one in particular. We searched obscure boroughs, looking for Dionysus and Whitman, but never got further than the Brewdog in Leicester. There was once a time when we would sit and stare at the stars, but I began to despise the names you gave to the constellations, and as the empty wine bottles filled the bed, I had to sleep on the floor. Then, sitting in our second least favourite cafe, we stared at each other with nothing to say, and that's when we started drinking in the day. Thank you. Who wants to hear a poem about shoes? Yes, you're going to hear one anyway. I was commissioned by the BBC a couple of years ago to write a poem. Well, I say by the BBC local. But yeah, I was commissioned by... Is there a bit of crackling going on? Or am I just hearing things?
Is it your beard?
Ah, look at the beard.
Classic.
Yeah, I was commissioned by the BBC local to write a poem about my local area, which obviously is Kettering, Northamptonshire, and something important to it. I don't know if you know that Kettering was built on an industry like a lot of places. I know that there's still a little bit of crackling. My beard isn't that long. Sorry? The Leeds are a bit shit. But yeah, just like Leicester is built on industry, Leicester has its own industry, the health food industry, they gave their contribution to the health food industry, obviously with their crisps and their pies. But Kettering in Northamptonshire is famous for its shoes. This is called To a Shoe. You ain't never gonna wanna meet a shoe as good as me. I've been passed down through generations from family to family. See I'm a Northland shoe, through and through. Kerrin tandem bound, skived in in-town, buffed in rushed, and I'm a shoe that's been around. I've been a roguish probe, a two-tone spat, much sharper than any suit. At one time in the noughties, I was a pair of kinky boots. I've scaled the summit of Mount Everest, I've marched soldiers out to war, but it's not where I've been that counts, it's what I've done that matters more. I gave this county much needed soul, not just something fancy for your feet. I stitched together these communities, and I built these cobbled streets. But you ain't never gonna wanna meet a shoe as good as me. I'll outlast every last clog and loafer, just you wait and see. But sometimes my longevity leads outsiders to inquire why every shoe made in this shire never quite seems to expire. Well, I'll let you into my little secret. If you want the truth to be told, I've had 14 replacement uppers and 16 replacement soles. I didn't say thank you. Thank you. The power I have on stage, I'm going to exploit this just for these next few moments. I might even bring it into my general life, actually. Keep saying thank you all the time. Thank you!
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm going to do a found poem now, a found poem. If you don't know what a found poem is, pretty much what it sounds like is, well, it's poems that you find. It could be, you could find it anywhere, you could find found poetry in places that you wouldn't really expect to have poetical merit, such as instruction manuals, political speeches, or the works of Pam Ayres. She's not here, is she? I was going to say poet man, but no, so yeah, no, the source of my found poem is my junk email folder. I don't know if people trawl through their junk email folders, but I have just recently, all the good stuff's in there, to be fair. I found emails offering me really cheap blue pharmaceuticals. There's been a myriad proposals from Russian ladies to marry me, and also I found out that I'm due to inherit $12 million in gold bullion from a long lost uncle. But I found this, sometimes you can't pay, sometimes you play around with it, but I thought it's quite a short one, but it's quite profound. It's called Spicy Fun Times. I really enjoy taking pictures of myself. And if you would allow me, I will do things to you that you will want to tell your co-workers about. I'm a cool, hard rogue, a sexy, slim brunette. I want to offer you a night that you will never forget. So if you want a succulent girl, follow me forever, just click here, and we can have some spicy fun times together. Thank you. Everyone needs some spicy fun times, sometimes. No, that one isn't from my collection. A lot of them are. But I've got a book for sale tonight. If you like my stuff, I don't like to do this, but I did over-order, and my mum's got boxes of these in the garage. So she wants rid of them. I do usually not sell them for the price of a pint in the place that I'm playing, but I look downstairs and it's not that good. So 3 or 4 quid would be okay. 3 or 4 quid for a pint would be okay as well. Not here apparently. So I'm not here just to sell books. I've also got a CD out as well. So imagine to be titled Rob Reeves Some Songs. And again, don't just stick with me. I am playing the song later on. So just a couple more poems to go. We all have those arsehole friends who moved to London, don't we? Yes, we do, yeah. I wrote this yesterday, and the more I read it, the more I started sounding like Alan Partridge. I'm going to go with it anyway. Hi, I'm sorry I haven't been around, but I'm sure I must have said that I'm living in London now. I met this great bloke and I'm sharing his flat. Well, I'd say share more, sleep under his stairs in a bed next to his cat. Moved to London, they said, you'll be surprised at what you can be. And they were right. I never thought I'd be an unpaid intern at the age of 33. But you see, there's always something going on, something new to do and see. My mate runs this great vegan disco. I just can't afford the entrance fee. But you know, I'm so glad I left that old shithole of a town. Because at least now I can say, I'm living in London now. Yeah. Bastard London types. That'll get them. Okay, one more poem. But it is long, it's about 20 minutes long, so... Everyone's been to a poetry workshop, haven't they, and thought that every poem that's written is about them. This is for you, whoever said that. This is called The Narcissist. The Narcissist at the Poetry Workshop. First up was newbie Tracy, full of nerves and unintended vigour, who began to imply through slant rhymed hexameter that I was somehow complicit in the hit and run that finished off her beloved Mr. Biggles. Then came Wendy, the middle-aged checkout girl who, impressed by my physique as I yellow-labelled the perishables last Friday week, intended to take a ticket from the deli counter of my heart. It was Brian's turn next, estate agent and mother's next-door neighbour but one, who offered to take me to notorious addresses before returning me to his mid-terrace townhouse, where he would endeavour to tessellate an orgy at my feet. David, the verbose American, used the session as a confessionable about those... A confessionable? Confession... Is that right? Confessional, that's the one. Confessional about the 6 straight days I spent on MDMA in his Lower East Side apartment. That summer, I was working as a half-time dancer at Madison Square Garden. Then came my turn to show them how it's done, to summon the spirit of Keats, for them to hang on my every word. One more masterpiece on the human condition, a humble haiku. That bit's actually written in haiku, and if you buy the book, you can actually see it. Nigel, the small town flaneur, borough council admin clerk and workshop facilitator, took the stage to pass his vague advice. Consider assonance, adopt alliteration, pepper your poems with metaphor, avoid tautology, and certainly don't repeat yourself. I mean, it's not funny, this poem, but it is a little bit clever, to be honest. You know, very, you know... I don't know why I bother. Avoid tautology and certainly don't repeat yourself. Thank you. I can't stress this enough. Poetry should be about something complex, condensed into fewer words as possible. Your poem should be greater than the sum of its parts. Indeed, you need to get rid of any superfluous, unneeded words, redraft and redraft until everyone else is removed. So not necessarily funny, but, well, not really clever either. Neither funny nor clever, I suppose. And never decline a half rhyme. Then we began to discuss the most pointless task of the evening, the theme for next week. Because I just don't know why Nigel can't see that the theme for next week always ends up being... me! Yo. You got that, yes? Told you poetry's rubbish. Alright, I'm going to sing a song now. Sing over here. Is that okay? That sounds okay. I suppose this is a silly song with a serious message. I wrote this song a couple of years ago. You know, there's kind of days when the news is just overwhelming on Facebook or social media, people are just sharing different news stories. I think this particular day, there's finally been justice for the 96 at Hillsborough, the families of them. Junior doctors were on strike, and I think MPs have just voted against bringing in any more unaccompanied child refugees from other countries. So it's one of those days where the news just kind of is massive and like slightly overwhelmed. But then you get certain people, and I suppose I'm guilty of it as well, who kind of take photographs of themselves and share them, and that's all they use social media for. And there's not a lot wrong with that at all, but sometimes you just kind of wish that other people, we have this great thing at our fingertips, but sometimes it's not used for perhaps purposes that would make any difference. Or not. Or there's no point in this song at all. I don't know.
And the kids swallowed up by the sea. You've been talking so long about what's going on. When can we talk about me? So go put your papers away, for I am the news of the day. Go put your papers away, for I am the news of the day. You've been out on the street all night. The truth of it is I don't mind. But lucky for you that in the meantime is a picture of me. Doing fine. And the kids swallowed up by the sea. You've been talking so long about what's going on. When can we talk about me? So go put your papers away, for I am the news of the day. Go put your papers away, for I am the news of the day. You've been out on the street all night. The truth of it is I don't mind. So lucky for you that in the meantime is a picture of me. Doing fine. What the world needs now is a little more of me. What the world needs now is a little more of me. What the world needs now is a little more of me. What the world needs now is a little more of me. You've been out on the street all night. The truth of it is I don't mind. But lucky for you that in the meantime is a picture of me. Doing fine.